Hello, and welcome to your GP Solution is Reaching End of Life. So now what? My name is Lori Bogatis, the moderator for today's event. If you are running GP 2013 or prior versions, Microsoft will stop supporting your version of GP this year. During this information session, Annie Korsgaard, one of our client account managers here at Sikich, will briefly discuss how end of support will affect your company and what you should consider as you're planning for the future. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Annie Korsgaard. She's been a client account manager for Sikich for over 5 years and has helped many clients transition from legacy GP solutions. At this point, I'd like to turn the broadcast over to Annie.
All right, thanks, Lori, and good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us today to discuss GP 2013 and end of life and what that means for your organization. As Lori mentioned, my name's Annie Korsgaard, and I'm a client account manager here at our Sikich GP team. Our client account managers work with our existing clients to ensure that they're getting the most out of their financial systems, and also just want to make sure that you're all informed on all the new updates and feature releases that are rapidly coming out with Microsoft. So with that being said, today we'll discuss how to start planning for the future of your ERP system, key considerations to take into account when upgrading Dynamics GP, recommended alternative options if you're looking to move away from GP, and how you should best proceed moving forward. All right, so let's start with end of life and what that means. So when we say GP 2013 is reaching end of life, this just means that Microsoft will no longer continue mainstream support for the product starting on April 20th of this year. Although your system will still continue to run as is, Microsoft will no longer release any bug fixes, patches, or new feature and functionality updates to this version. This is very important to take into consideration if you're running payroll on GP, as Microsoft will no longer release those annual year-end service pack updates that encompasses all of the necessary payroll and tax updates for the following year. So those of you running GP payroll right now know how important that is, so it's definitely important to talk to your account manager about an update if you are running payroll right now. This also means that both you and Sikich can no longer rely on Microsoft support if needed. So of course, Sikich will still continue to support you as your GP partner and will continue to assist in any way that we possibly can. But if for whatever reason we need to go to Microsoft for something major like a data corruption, they'll no longer be able to assist. And then lastly, eventually support for the latest third-party products, operating systems, and server versions will no longer be compatible with GP 2013. So for example, your IT team may want to update to SQL Server 2018 for other products that you may be using, but unfortunately GP 2013 will not be able to support that or be compatible with it moving forward. So it's important to take all of these into consideration when you think about the future for your ERP system. All right, so for the GP roadmap, Microsoft released GP 2018 this past December, and we never like to upgrade clients to the latest version until the first service pack has been released, and this includes all of the bug fixes for any issues that have been found by other clients that have upgraded to the product between now and this past December. So we like to leave that testing to other clients and not necessarily Sikich clients and let them be the guinea pigs. And then Microsoft takes all those bug fixes into account, rolls them all up into a service pack, and releases it. So now that that's been released, Sikich is comfortable moving clients to GP 2018, and we actually have been doing so already. So if you would like to upgrade, GP 2018 is certainly a good version to move to, but if you'd like, we could still upgrade you to GP 2016 R2 as well, which was the version before that. So GP 2018 will be supported until 2023, and each version is typically supported for about 5 years or so. At one point, Microsoft was on a rapid release cycle, meaning that every 6 months, a major version was released and then a minor version. So for example, in early 2016, GP 2016 was released, and then 6 months later, GP 2016 R2 was released. Each minor update was packed with more features and functionality, so it wasn't just a quick jump to get to that minor release. It did include a pretty major upgrade, and so it just didn't make sense for clients to keep up with that rapid release cycle, and Microsoft received that feedback and eventually decided that the releases were coming out too fast and too soon, so it's more manageable now to put those releases out every year instead. The good news is, though, that when you upgrade from GP 2013 to GP 2018, you will receive all of the new features and functionality that were released in between. Microsoft also announced that Management Reporter will no longer be updated moving forward. So as many of you know, Management Reporter is the main reporting option in GP for financial statements. And what that means is that if you're looking for new features or functionality out of Management Reporter, unfortunately, they will no longer be added. So if you're happy with Management Reporter, then there's absolutely nothing to worry about. It will still be released as GP's main reporting tool for versions to come, including the latest release, GP 2018. But if you're not receiving all of the functionality that you'd like out of Management Reporter, then Sikich could assist in selecting a new reporting tool to meet your requirements with our Corporate Performance Management team. So the Corporate Performance Management team was actually formed early last year here at Sikich to focus on reporting with the announcement of Management Reporter no longer receiving those updates, and also budgeting and forecasting with the announcement of Microsoft Forecasting being phased out. So these products include more advanced reporting, easier budgeting, and data analytics and visualizations. So if you do want to discuss this further at the time of your upgrade, we could certainly implement a new reporting system to replace Management Reporter at the same time as your upgrade. Also, an important item to note on the future plans of GP is that it will continue to be an on-premise solution, and Microsoft has no plans to make it a cloud-based solution. So if you want to move to the cloud, we could certainly host you in Azure, but it will never be a true cloud SaaS solution where you pay each month for all the new features and updates. We'll discuss this later on in the presentation, but for now we could just focus on those new features of GP 2018. So on top of the new features that we're about to review, if you're on a version earlier than GP 2013, you will also have the entire starter pack of modules available to you on top of the new features with the upgrade. Some of you in GP 2013 may not even be aware of these features as well. Prior to GP 2013, Microsoft offered module licensing, where you had to purchase each module, such as fixed assets or EFT for payables, as you needed it. But then after GP 2013, Microsoft moved to perpetual licensing, giving you close to 50 modules free of charge in the starter pack. So if you're unfamiliar with these list of modules, just reach out to your account manager again, and they could review them all with you and see what might be a good fit for your organization. And this will also be covered as part of your technical audit. We'd be able to enable these modules that you'd like to use at the time of the upgrade. So jumping into the new features of GP 2018, one of the popular new features of GP 2018 is Doc Attach. So this was actually released with GP 2013, but has come a long way since then. So in the past, users had to use the old OLE notes to attach documents to records, and it required more of an effort, but it's now available for master record windows, inquiry windows, and transaction entry windows. And common uses for this feature is attaching contracts, signed documents, and pictures. So all you have to do is pull images into GP from your scanning device, and then the documents are stored directly into your SQL database. Document security is then maintained directly in GP, so you don't need to rely on IT for that on the back end. With the release of GP also comes enhancements to the user experience to make it easier for you all to navigate the software. So some examples of this are new sorting options on many windows, giving the user easier access to find information. No more prompts for that system security password. Better user experience when using the web client with autocomplete, smart list, and bank reconciliation. And then also smart list favorites now have unique password protection. So workflow is the next new feature in GP 2018. And a lot of you may already be using this. It was released with GP 2013 R2, but it has been enhanced since then. This allows for the approval process for a document, master record, or batch. And the first 4 workflows that were released were the purchase requisition approval, purchase order approval, and time and attendance approval, and then project timesheet approval if you're using project accounting. With GP 2015, approvals for general ledger batch, payables batch, receivables batch, vendors, project expense, direct deposit, employee skills and training, employee profile, and W-4 was released. And then all of these include email functionality as well. But now with GP 2018, you could copy a step within a workflow and send reminder messages from workflow. So the reminder enhancement is huge because it lets you set a reminder time period on a workflow that's used to notify users if they haven't reacted to their assigned workflow tasks in the specified amount of time that was given to them. And then the copy workflow setup is also super helpful because it adds efficiencies to the process of setting up workflows by enabling you to copy steps within a workflow, renaming the step, and also including sub-steps to those workflows. And then lastly, a new workflow history report has been added for GP 2018. This report could be filtered by workflow type, workflow approvers, workflow status, and also by the approval date. Plus, you have the option to include workflow comments on the report. All right, the next feature is the ability to add Power BI right to your homepage when you log into GP. So Power BI is a Microsoft suite of business analytical tools that connect hundreds of different data sources to easily report on your business. With GP 2018, you could add Power BI to your homepage for a quick overview and access to all your reports and dashboards. And so at the time of the upgrade, if you are interested in this, we could work with our Power BI team here at Sikich to get you more information. The web client was also a huge new feature that was released with GP 2015, but of course has since been enhanced since GP 2018. So for those of you that are not yet using it, the web client allows you to access GP via a web browser, and it's now been enhanced with HTML5. So the user interface for Dynamics GP web client has also been refreshed to provide a more updated appearance, and this works just like GP would work if you had it installed on a back client. The banner and space now enables users to log in and out, as well as indicating what company that they're logged into. And GP 2018 also allows for support of additional browsers and mobile devices. You can now log into GP via your iPad or Android tablet, and you could also use multiple web browsers such as Firefox or Google Chrome now. All right. And then one more feature that was added was a new window for the purchasing all-in-one view, which was added in GP 2015 R2 that let you view all the related documents for a single purchasing transaction in the same window. And then for GP 2016, similar functionality was added for sales documents. But now with GP 2018, you could open the sales all-in-one view window while viewing a customer record in the master record windows, such as customer maintenance window, most inquiry windows, navigation lists, and also just straight from the GP homepage. Most recent documents display in the window by default, and then to see the next 5 transactions, you could use the navigation buttons under each column. The inventory all-in-one view window displays inventory increase and decrease transactions and accessible from the item maintenance window, as well as most of the inquiry windows, navigation lists, and the inventory homepage. So these are some of the new features that was released in GP 2018, but of course there was so much more that was released in GP 2015 and 2016 that you'll receive as well. So if you do have any suggestions on product improvements, new features, or found bugs in the product, Microsoft Connect allows you to submit these for consideration. So keep in mind that this page is not just for GP. You could also enter feedback for other Microsoft products such as Office 365, Azure, or even the Microsoft Surface and Xbox. So you can log into this page too just to vote for recommendations already submitted, or just take a look to see what other users are recommending. And the link could actually be found here at the bottom of the screen, but we'll be sending out this recording afterwards just so you have that handy. All right, so key considerations when upgrading. An item to note are the GP 2018 system requirements. So during the technical audit, oops, it looks like I may have skipped the slide. There we go. So during the technical audit of your system, our upgrade consultant will send the system requirements to your IT team to ensure you meet the minimum hardware requirements and server recommendations for GP 2018. And if you need assistance from Sikich on evaluating your current setup or even just pricing to purchase new hardware, we could certainly help with that as well. An upgrade is probably one of the best times too to evaluate if you'd like to keep GP on-premise or move GP to a hosted environment such as Microsoft Azure. If your hardware needs to be updated per the GP system requirements, moving to a cloud solution would take away the need to purchase new servers, so Microsoft Azure's team could help set up a test environment for your upgrade, which will then in turn become your production upgrade. This will make a pretty smooth transition to Azure, since it would be your testing environment. The move to Azure also comes with Sikich's Tech 360 plan, and this includes unlimited 24/7 support, including on holidays, and it covers all the patches and monitoring and help desk support to free up your internal IT team's time for other projects and tasks. Then we also include all the necessary licenses, such as SQL, in case you don't already own it, just to make sure you have all the necessary licenses in your Azure environment. This is a hosting fee that's billed monthly, which your client account manager could discuss with you at the time of the upgrade if you decide to move to a hosted environment. And then testing. Testing is definitely a key to success. So when planning for the upgrade, testing will be a huge factor that will fall on your GP users. So like I said, Sikich will set up a test environment with all of your current data as well as any third-party products that integrate into GP. And we'll in turn turn that over to your team to test your daily tasks, weekly tasks, monthly tasks, and even your year-end tasks to make sure that everything is running smoothly and how it should be running as you're currently running it. The testing time frame is completely up to you, as we know that you do have your day jobs to focus on as a priority, but the testing will allow us to fix any issues that will arise with test data before you're in your live environment with your live data. So it is very important that your users do set aside time to focus on this testing portion. Upgrading also does come with some system downtime. So when you're thinking about when you should schedule your upgrade, system downtime is definitely a big item to take into consideration. This won't only be for GP, it will also be for any third-party product that does integrate into GP. The downtime usually lasts about a day and a half to 2 days, but to avoid this, Sikich could just complete the upgrade over a weekend. Likely, we would start on a Friday once all your users exit GP for the weekend, and then when users return on Monday, they'll be live in the new system. So no matter when you decide to go live on GP 2018, Sikich will be available to your organization for go live support. I think one of the most important parts of a smooth upgrade is to make sure that your accounting team and IT team are all in sync. This upgrade is a big change for everyone, and it's a huge effort for everyone on your team to take on, so having everyone on the same page will make it that much easier. A typical upgrade usually takes about 4 to 6 weeks from start to finish. And as I've mentioned a few times already, we start the upgrade process with a technical audit. So you might be wondering what a technical audit is. So during this audit, a member of our upgrade team will run through some questions with your team, such as, would you like to host GP in the cloud? Would you like to complete the production upgrade during normal business hours, or would you prefer to do it over a weekend? We also find out how you are currently using GP and how you hope to be using the system in the future with the new features available to you. And then we'll log into your system and pull the technical information needed. And from there, we'll be able to deliver an estimate and a project plan to move forward with the upgrade. Once approved, we'll hold a kickoff call with our project manager, and you'll also be assigned a dedicated upgrade consultant. And then we'd like to have the key members of your organization on the call as well to ensure your hardware is ready for the upgrade and map out specific dates and key milestones of the project to start working toward your desired go-live date. We will then hold weekly status calls to touch base on the status of testing. We'll go over budgets versus actuals and ensure that we're all on track and all on the same page moving toward that desired go-live date. During the test upgrade, as previously discussed, we'll prepare a new SQL test environment with all of your relevant data and third-party products. We'll upgrade all of your third-party products at this time, as well as Management Reporter. The latest and last release of Management Reporter is Cumulative Update 16. So if you're not already on that version, we'll put you towards that version. But again, if you're not happy with Management Reporter, this would be the time to look for alternative reporting solutions to put in as a replacement. Before we hand this environment over to your end users, we'll conduct What's New training so that they're aware of everything that's available now in the new system. Although there won't be that much learning curve in the new system when it comes to how to navigate the version, there are so many new features available that we want you to know about. So we'll cover everything from your current version up to GP 2018 so you could see it all. And we could set up this training whatever way would work best for your users. So we could train all of your users at once. We could train the one person at your organization, and then they could go back and train the rest of your users. We could also do this either on site at your offices or schedule remote sessions. That is completely up to you. So then after the training and once the users know how to use the system, we'll give your key users access to the environment to test all of your critical GP tasks and reports. And if an issue is found, your dedicated upgrade consultant will assist right away in resolving. We'll touch upon testing status on our weekly calls to ensure everything is moving along smoothly. And after we feel the testing has been done successfully, we'll hold a go-live readiness call right before your go-live date. Here we'll all come together as a team and say, yes, we're good to go live, or maybe we should put on the brakes and test a few more things out before we go live. The entire upgrade timeline is in your hands, and Sikich is just here to help get you to the finish line. So once we do have the green light, we'll upgrade your live production environment to GP 2018. Also mentioned already, this will take about 1.5 to 2 days, so we recommend conducting over a weekend when users aren't in the system to avoid that system downtime. And lastly, go live support. So once you're live in GP 2018, our GP upgrade consultant will be on call for your users the day of go live in case any issues arise, or if they just have questions like, where do I find this window, or how do I run this report? And just as a side note before we move on, since there are so many features that are new in GP between 2013 and 2018, many clients have Sikich complete a business process review with their users. So this just means one of our GP consultants will come on site and sit with your users for a few days to document all of your current processes and pain points within the system. And then the consultant will go back to the office and document each process with recommendations on how you could be using the system better, whether that be implementing a module or using functionality that you already have available to you that you may not even know exists. The deliverable of this project is a pretty lengthy document that you could use as a roadmap for your organization over the next few years. One of our consultants will mark each of the recommendations from low effort to high effort so you know which items are a quick win that you should move forward with right away and start taking advantage of, or some may be better suited down the road once you have more time and budget. A business process review could be completed before or after the upgrade, and most clients do choose to complete a business process review every few years because as your organization starts to evolve, so does the software. So there's definitely more areas there that you could take advantage of. Before starting the technical audit of GP, though, it is important to ask yourself where you see your organization in the next 5 years. Is it continuing on an on-premise solution, or is it moving to a hosted solution, which, as a side note, you'll never have to upgrade again, which is always nice. So you could talk to your client account manager to understand where your current downfalls are with GP, if any. And this will require a migration and new implementation of an ERP system, which will, of course, be a larger project to take on than just an upgrade of GP, but it could be a better solution for you in the long term. So we do have 2 alternative solutions for you to consider. One of those being another Dynamics product, if you would like to stay in the Microsoft world, and this is called Dynamics 365. And then the other product that Sikich supports is actually an Oracle product called NetSuite. Dynamics 365 includes CRM and ERP all in one and is powered by data and intelligence to help capture new business opportunities. And NetSuite also offers CRM and ERP all in one solution and is actually the world's most deployed ERP system with over 30,000 organizations across 100 countries using the product. And then similar to a business process review, we'll complete a business process analysis of how you're currently using GP and how either Dynamics 365 or NetSuite may better fit your organization's needs and requirements. From here, we'd be able to communicate both the costs and efforts involved with moving to a new ERP system. All right, so let's start with NetSuite. So of course, one of the top perks of moving to a cloud solution means that it eliminates all on-premise IT costs. There will no longer be a need for the upkeep of hardware as well as various software packages. As I mentioned, NetSuite also includes all of your ERP and CRM functionality as well as e-commerce built in all in one. So with your GP system as your ERP, it does require the purchase of Microsoft CRM, which is now actually called Dynamics 365 for Sales, as well as third-party e-commerce system. So moving to NetSuite would not only eliminate integrations to 3 different products, but it also cuts down the processing time and possible errors that could occur from entering data into all those different systems. NetSuite also includes real-time dashboards and analytics to give better visibility into your business, which hopefully means it eliminates spreadsheets as well. And then one of the biggest perks about NetSuite is that it's browser-based. So this means no more VPN access, trying to connect to the network when you're out of the office or working from home, and then needing to rely on your IT help desk with any issues connecting. You could log right into NetSuite via a web browser or even your phone and tablet. NetSuite also handles global entities very well. So with the advanced financial management, it allows for multi-subsidiary and multi-currency intelligence that scales with you as your organization continues to grow. Since NetSuite has industry-specific IP, it cuts down greatly on the customizations and third-party products, and it also helps keep the product streamlined and allows you to customize with confidence without risking being locked into that version forever, because say you customize so many portions of that product that an upgrade would just be a nightmare. So the automatic upgrades deliver you the latest features and functionalities, and you don't even have to lift a finger. This is also nice because if any of you have attended any of the Sikich user groups or even GPEG Summit, you know that while it's fun to network with other users and talk about how they're using GP, it always seems like everyone is on a different version with different functionality. And I've seen a lot of users that are on earlier versions of GP that actually get jealous of the functionality that clients in later versions get to use every day. But with NetSuite, when everyone in the entire world are on the same version, so it makes it easier to bounce ideas off of other users. So Sikich has a NetSuite practice of about 20 consultants, and the team can assist with the implementation and training of the product, as well as ongoing support, just as we currently do for your GP system. And Sikich also happens to be the president of and host quarterly NetSuite user group meetings to connect NetSuite users together. So if you decide you want to learn more about NetSuite, attending a user group to get feedback directly from the other users could be beneficial to check out. And then the next product that Sikich supports is called Dynamics 365. Dynamics 365 for Finance for Operations was released a few years back, and it was most similar to Dynamics AX, which is an enterprise-level solution. So at that time, most of our GP clients were not yet considering it a viable option. The good news is that Microsoft has been working on the release of a new version of the software, which right now they're just calling Dynamics 365 Tenerife as their code name. But we should know soon what the name of that product will be called, as well as the official release date. And like NetSuite, this is a cloud-based solution which will bring your ERP and CRM together in one product to eliminate the need for multiple integrated solutions, as well as on-premise hardware. I know some of you are currently using Dynamics CRM, so this will take the best of both Microsoft Dynamics ERP products and the CRM products and combine it into one. And then just as one other side note, if you do decide to stay on Dynamics GP and do need a CRM system, you could still move forward with Dynamics 365 just for sales and marketing, which would include all of your customer tracking, marketing and campaign management features, sales opportunity and forecasting, and then more around the sales and marketing needs for your organization. So back to Dynamics 365 Tenerife. The sales and marketing portion includes marketing with basic campaign management as well as sales and retail. So you could create and run multi-channel campaigns to attract the best leads from email marketing, web landing pages, LinkedIn, webinars, phone calls, and events, which even has an event management portion built into it. It also allows for you to easily connect your sales and marketing teams together to close more deals by using the familiar Office 365 tools that a lot of you are already using. This tool also gives you the marketing analytics to be able to evaluate and improve your ROI. On the service side, it comes with project management and service order management for field service, customer service, and project service automation. And then with the Dynamics 365 Advanced Financial Management, you're easily able to get a complete picture of your business from a centralized source. The built-in data analytics give better insight to your business to prevent issues, improve processes, and then in turn deliver better customer experiences. The operations piece includes functionality for supply chain management and discrete manufacturing. And the product makes it easier for production planning, project management, operations, and activity scheduling, as well as cost management. And then lastly, the talent piece includes employee entities and payroll integrations. And the advanced payroll manages your organization's entire payroll process from time entry to check printing to direct deposit. So I know just reviewing NetSuite and Dynamics 365 at a high level, as I just did, does make the product sound pretty similar, so Sikich could help guide you on which would be a better fit for your organization once we start digging into the details of your processes and requirements. Okay, so not to sound like a broken record, but just to go over the benefits of a cloud ERP one more time. Sikich could sit with you to complete an ROI analysis, so you could get an idea of the year-over-year costs and savings that could happen down the road. And most companies do see a 93% reduction on IT costs after moving to a cloud product associated with maintaining, integrating, and upgrading separate applications. Also, since you pay per month, you end up avoiding those large upfront payments of software for both the software and your hardware. And then, of course, you never have to pay to upgrade again since all of your users will be on the same version. Upgrades will just be pushed down from the cloud, just like your iPhone. And you'll no longer need to pay for an annual enhancement renewal of your ERP or third-party products, which may be costly as well, depending on the size of your organization. Some other benefits include package solutions with unique industry IP, and this allows you to avoid customizations and third-party products with integrations, which could add to the complexity and upkeep of your system. So, for example, NetSuite has IPs unique to the retail industry. So these applications would include a point-of-sale system. The rapid digital marketing and sales, that's now included in your ERP and CRM system all in one, which of course takes away, again, the complexity of the sales cycle and integrations. And then more and more solutions are also starting to move to the cloud, such as Office 365. So eventually you may want all of your applications to be in the cloud to avoid any on-premise hardware at all across the board. Okay, so what are your next steps? First of all, don't panic. I know this is a lot of information to take in and consider, but Sikich is here to walk you through the process and ensure that you're running the right ERP system for your organization, requirements and needs, whether that be with staying on Dynamics GP or moving to a cloud ERP solution such as Dynamics 365 or NetSuite. If you have any questions or would like to discuss further, feel free to reach out to your client account manager here at Sikich. And if you don't know who your client account manager is at Sikich, you could certainly contact me and I could point you in the right direction. And so here's all of our client account managers at Sikich, if you'd like to reach out to one of them. All right, so at this point, we'll open it up to any questions.
Thank you, Annie. I do have a couple questions. What is the cost on the software to upgrade to GP 2018?
So the good news is, as long as you are current on your annual Microsoft enhancement, there's no cost on the software side to upgrade GP. The cost that would come in is the Sikich professional services to assist your company in getting to the next version of GP. So after the technical audit, Sikich will be able to provide you with an estimate on cost, and we could plan from there. But on the software side, as long as you're current on your annual enhancement, you're good to go.
April is right around the corner. Can you review again how long it takes to get up and running on the new solution and how a company can mitigate as much risk as possible?
Yeah, so I did mention that GP 2013 will be unsupported come April 20th, and I didn't want that to be anything that would cause any sort of panic. Your system will continue to run as is. It just is important to have it on your roadmap within your organization to upgrade. So from start to finish, the upgrade process usually takes about 4 to 6 weeks. We'd of course start with that technical audit. And then if you need to be live sooner, we could bring that testing time down. And if you have no rush to upgrade, then that will just give you plenty more time to test. So again, that's completely up to your schedules, and there's no need to be on GP 2018 immediately by April 20th of this year. But again, it is important to at least start considering an upgrade.
How much of the transition would Sikich handle versus how much should my team be expected to handle?
So that all depends on the company. Sikich could certainly take on every single task from installing SQL for you to upgrading the databases to fixing small issues that come up here and there. Some clients do have very strong internal resources that are able to take some of this on. So usually when we do deliver that upgrade proposal, that includes all of the tasks included with the overall upgrade. We like to sit down with your team and review each line item, and maybe your team could take on a few of those tasks and our team would take on a few, and then from there we'd go ahead and revise the project plan to reflect that. So again, that just completely depends on what sort of internal resources you have. Sikich is happy to take it all on, but if you're willing to help, then we love that as well. So we could discuss that further at the time of your technical audit.
I'm interested in learning more about NetSuite. What should my next steps be?
Yeah, so if you want to learn more about NetSuite, you could just reach out again to your client account manager. I'll go back to that slide so you could see the names of everyone if you weren't quite sure on who to reach out to. But they could at least get started with a conversation at a high level and then bring in our NetSuite team, start digging into the details. And again, Sikich does host quarterly NetSuite meetings, so if you're just considering it right now but not so sure, you're welcome to join one of those meetings to learn more as well.
Great. I think that wraps up all of our questions that we had today. That concludes today's presentation. Annie, thank you for your time today, and thank you all on the phone for joining us. Please look out for our follow-up email that will alert you to the on-demand status of today's event so you can review any of the material you missed or simply review again. On behalf of Annie and the Sikich team, thank you for joining us. We hope you found this information helpful. The success of your business is extremely important to us, so don't forget to reach out to your CAM if any other questions pop up. Thank you and have a great day.